I get it. It's weird to have a title that talks about the Chimera Ant arc being the story of kindness, because Togashi does depict so many different aspects of cruelty, driving a lot of our beloved characters to the brink of death, both physically and mentally. But it's through these darker moments where the story of kindness really reveals itself. And before we begin, I want to ask you something. What do you think about the Chimera Ant Queen? Is she evil? Does she not belong here? You Aunt Icky? She was introduced to us as someone on the verge of death, looking for bigger prey to feed on for her own health and her own survival, but the survival of her future child, the king. Now, would you have the same feelings that you thought earlier about the Chimera Ant Queen if instead she was a beautiful human woman? Would the Chimera Ant Queen have taken over NGL if she was shown kindness and treated with a bit of humanity when she arrived? I pose these questions because, to me, the Chimera Ant Queen would have acted much differently if treated with kindness, if she had assistance in her time of need, a moment when she needed it the most. I think Togashi makes this conclusion clear in the arc. Humans can be far worse than ants. Togashi depicts aspects of genocide, military occupying defenseless people, starving children, animal mutations, animal butchering, crucifixions, people who need and are unable to get medical assistance, police brutality, protesting, civil unrest, homelessness, while the rich are up there partying and celebrating a good time. Togashi doesn't just add these for making a story great. He depicts these because it's meant to show that truly humans are more crueler than the ants we have witnessed throughout this entire arc. And it's unfortunate because the character that this story is centered around doesn't get to see this aspect of kindness in this arc. What happens to Gon is the inverse, because he is seeing the hatred up close from who or whatever put the Chimera Ant Queen into the verge of death that she is in, which leads her and her survival instincts to go hunt for food, to protect herself, to make sure she can live another day, leading to the unfortunate death of many people on NGL, birthing the creation of the Royal Guards, including Neferpitou, who ends up in their most darkest of moments to kill Kite, leading Gon on his path of revenge. And at the end of this arc, Gon doesn't get a happy ending. It was Meruem. And Meruem is a chimera. He was created as this king to rule over the entire world. But we know what happens at the end of this story, because Meruem was someone who was changed through kindness. Obviously, we could look towards Komugi, someone who only cared about playing Gungi because that's the only aspect of her life where she felt like life was maybe meaningful to some extent. And Meruem, who has only ever been told to rule and kill, is not being judged by Komugi. In fact, they're playing a game of Gungi where he finally found someone that he can respect and who respects him back. Meruem was also affected by Palm. Meruem respected Palm's resolve, and Palm got that resolve through the kindness of others, through Killua, Gon, Nav, Ikalgo, who was shown so much kindness by Killua by being rescued, because Killua, in this moment of taking down all of these chimeras, making sure that Gon doesn't have to see any of this to try and protect Gon, does Killua then see Gon in Ikalgo and takes a chance and rescues him, which leads to Ikalgo not only rescuing Killua on the verge of death, but also gave Ikalgo the commitment, the urge, the passion to go save Palm, a person he has never known, but because Palm is a friend of his friend, he's willing to risk his own life to save her. And on top of that, Ikalgo goes off and saves Boister. And Boister then reunite Reina with her mother. And Welfin, he sees Ikalgo sparing Boister in return, although we do have a really amazing moment where they are fighting, Welfin eventually be in front of Meruem, feeling all of these feelings, remembering his past and realizing that the name that comes to mind for him, a name that he never thought would ever come to his mind, Komugi, appears, giving Meruem and our arc a complete conclusion. And it's a beautiful conclusion where two people can finally be happy together till the end. There's just so many different ways to interpret this arc for Hunter x Hunter, and I'm not the greatest guy who can like write video essays and do crazy analysis, but this arc stuck out to me because of the aspects of not redeeming these bad characters, but showing us how much kindness can change someone and how much hate can change someone. Gon, being this happy-go-lucky kid, we don't recognize him by the end of this arc. And on the other hand, we look at Meruem, someone who grew up so evil, became one of the nicest, most caring characters in our series. And for him to have this emotional end with him and Komugi being the happiest they have ever have been while they are on the verge of death is something truly beautiful. It's crazy because like I'm someone who's like, I didn't know if I wanted to make this video because I can't speak words very well, but I think in this world where kindness is counterculture, where if you want to get a viral hit on the internet, you got to talk about hate, got to do drama and all that stuff, that it just feels like a story like this would just not be written nowadays, would not get the traction or the care nowadays. And so I was really happy, and I didn't even know that I would be so emotionally connected with an arc like this. That this is truly one of my favorite arcs in any story. And I'm just so happy and grateful that I got to experience how Togashi is able to express his love and care for humanity. Because this arc concludes not with us defeating the final bad, but with two lovers dying together. That's all I had to say, man. All my reactions to this arc are all available here on the YouTube channel. By the time you're watching this video on YouTube, I'm already streaming the Succession arc reactions over on Twitch, which the Twitch VODs are also available for free. So if you want to just catch up, they're all available there. This has been a truly tremendous experience, and the community for Hunter x Hunter has been absolutely wonderful as well. No one spoiled anything for me, and everyone has been very, very kind. So I greatly appreciate it. Come back, I guess, in about 2 or 3 weeks when I do my review of the 13th chairman election arc. Otherwise, hey, I'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching, and be kind to each other. Bye.